Welcome to Microschool News. We're building in public, and today I'm going to cover the company stack. And the company stack to me is everything that you build your company upon, the tools and the resources. So today I'm going to cover one of them. And so within the company stack, I break it down into two. I bring it down to productivity, and I break it down into technology. And today we're going to cover productivity because I'm going to be productive. So before I dive into the tools and the resources we use within our company and why I'm sharing this, number one, I don't endorse in any of these companies. These are what we choose to use. There's so many tools available. I'm just giving you a glimpse into what we're using to build our company upon and the foundation with which we communicate. So on that note, I'm a big over communicator, and to me everything is about layers. And so not every technology in the communication pool works with people. I'm an email person. Really, I'm a go to your front desk or go to your desk and talk to you kind of person. I'm a cubicle bouncer. I love going up to the boss's door and annoying him. Did that my whole career. So I like to be in front of people, engaged, seeing their body language, and having moments. There's a lot to gain from that that's been lost. Can't control it. We do everything through Zoom now. So to me, over communication becomes even more important. So adding layers to meet people where they're at and their ability to communicate, and then just reiterating it across those platforms. I have no problem with using multiple tools to find where I'm going to reach a coworker on their level. So again, for me, call me. That's how I work. Since we can't, talk in a conference room. It's the best way. I hate texting, and it's like my last resort if I have to, but unfortunately people love the text. So they're usually the ones that don't get a hold of me the quickest. If you call me or you email me, chances are, heck, you have a better chance, of liking something on Twitter to get my attention than you do of sending me a text, but I'm getting better at it. Anyway, I'm a big fan of over communication. That's where we're going to kind of dive into some more of this productivity stack that we're going down here. So the big one, Slack. It's kind of standardized at this point. A lot of people use it, or maybe I'm just an over believer in the quality of communication that you can achieve with it. Now, again, there's a learning curve for people, and you need to be cautious of or anticipating quick adoption. Just because it seems easy to you does not mean it's easy to others. I like to break it down into channels. I think I have an example. It's like right here. This is the Jodical one. So you can see we break down into KPIs, legal, marketing, Microschools, one pager, the pitch deck. So there's a whole bunch of different channels, very specific conversations that go on. And what I like to do with Slack is to really just focus in on high level. Let's go to the training. Internal training. So I post videos and I have people watch them, and this is my training, and this is the way I do it. And they can like it if they've seen it. And if they haven't, then they haven't, and I know. So it's kind of it's a tool in one. So you can put stuff out there that's really clearly communicated, and then you can get some feedback and see who really is paying attention and who is active and who wants to participate. It doesn't come easy, and so you have to kind of have the discussion and reinforce it. But Slack is a great part of the stack. And again, don't endorse any of these. There's other tools. Feel free to use them. I'm just giving you our stack. Basecamp. I use this for project management at this level. Number one, cost. Number two, a lot of what we do is on the fly. We shoot from the hip. It's the joy of being a startup. Even our development can be loose. And that's what I love about it. And no sense in bogging it down in the jargon and the articulates of the granularness that you need for bigger projects. Sure, when there's a $20 million budget on the line, you want to have a lot more robust tools for tracking. At this level, not necessary. at all. And I've seen startups do this where they get these heavy-hitting tools that have tons of bells and whistles, and that's all they're focused on is how to use the actual tool when they should be focused on building their product and reaching customers. So that's just my thought. Basecamp's, and I like how they say it, they're a refreshingly simple and remarkably effective project management platform. I completely agree. And we've been using it for some larger projects now. It will scale out as we grow bigger, but within Microschool News is a subset of Jodical. Jodical is what I founded with Jeff Stoll, and then from that, Bob created the idea and came up with the concept of what we were going to do with Microschool News, and we've turned that into a subsection of Jodical. So it's a kind of it's a bootstrapped, built-in public thing that we should have done with Jodical from the beginning. Lesson learned, but this is a fun process. So sidetracked you on that one, but Basecamp, for the simple layer, absolutely wonderful tool. And that brings us to what I'm using right now, which is Loom. I do all my training videos. I do these videos using Loom. It's simple. It's straight ahead. There's other ones. This is the one I like, and that's cheap. I think it's $15 a month. I have a nice repository of my videos, and I can see analytics. So it covers the bases. I export them. They end up on YouTube, and there's a few little features that make it really cool. It even has a transcript tool that you can use, which is great. So, effective communication when you can't have everybody around for a meeting. Record yourself and over-communicate. And so these videos help to do that, and that's why I'll take these videos and plug them into Slack channels that's related to, and it just keeps that efficiency and effectiveness in making sure everybody's heard the message is happening. Still haven't figured it all out, but it's becoming clear that works when you get it on all different levels. The reason I included video conferencing, it's like I just Zoom, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I'm saying with this slide's included because of the stack of tools available for video conferencing is vast. And there's so many more that you probably should have plugged in to your browser. So when you go to have a meeting, if someone uses something out of nowhere, I use Jitsi to do all my mentoring with startup founders. Not because I chose it, but because who I mentor for the New Chip Accelerator, that's what they use. So I was forced into it. Well, I went to go start a mentoring session with someone, and I didn't have the plugin for it. And so I'm late. So this slide's included just as a reminder to build your stack, but know the areas where you need to have plugins put in so you can instantly communicate without having some faux pas. And I mean, I hate Skype. I have it. It's something that I begrudgingly use, but it's there if I need to. I think WhatsApp's the other one that I have buried on my phone. If I need to, I'll use it, but I don't. And so that is video conferencing. That's why I included it. Email. This is old school, and I love it. I love email for one thing. One-on-one communication between people to build up a journey and a storyline thread of one-on-one communication. I think Slack is a tool for the masses and the group and group think. I think email is personal, and it stays there. Obviously, for reaching out to people as well externally. People say email's dead. I don't think so. But then again, I still like to walk up to doors and talk to people, which I can't do. But if you had a door and I was there, I would walk up to it and talk to you. You can tell I really missed that door. This is my brain cell saver for productivity, Todoist. There are other ones. I don't use it for a to-do list. I don't believe in checking the box. I believe in setting the stage for your day. There's many things I'll put on this list that never get accomplished, but they get thought of and they get put back in the recycler. I just want to keep them on my radar in one form or another. I have two forms of doing this, Todoist, and I have in my email, going back to the previous slide, in my email I have a folder that's just things to get to, and that's just an email version of Todoist for me. But it's really just organizing yourself in a clutter-free way. It's real simple to use, and it's free. At least the version I use. So this is really for You could either be a check the box person. If you are, this is perfect. I use it again for setting the stage for the story of my day, not dictating my day, not being chained to my day. So I can get to doing things on the fly that I want to do. So that's the to-do side of things. MailChimp is external communication, and you can use this for your groups, your investors, with Microschool News, that doesn't count, so because we're bootstrapping. But if I had investors, like we do with Jodical, communicate with MailChimp. So this is kind of a carryover this is marketing. I'm not covering marketing and the productivity here, or our stack, because marketing falls into a different conversation than I think from the company stack when it comes to, yes, I know it's a weird way of thinking, but I separate it. Sales and marketing are together to me, and they exist off the stack when I'm talking about in this regard. It still ties in because MailChimp, your CRM system, HubSpot if you use it, whatever, those are all tools that drive the company. But for me, it's another funnel, and so I'm thinking about it. It's one way to look at it, but a whole different video, and I might modify my little concept here as I'm going through it. And this is why I like doing this, because as you're building in public, you can fail in public. And I think I just failed in public, because I think I need to break my categorize down to 3 different boxes. So noted, and I will do another slide for that. But that'll be part of another presentation. Since we're already still in this part of the stack, it's all still good. So the data room to me is an interesting dynamic. When you think about a data room, you're thinking about where investors and VCs will go to find all your dirty secrets. I like to think about it being the place where you put your secrets so no one else can find them without having people sharing access codes and passwords and detailed information and tax information via email. And so that's where data rooms to me come into play for a bootstrapped company. And so we had that set up on Carta. You can use DocSend as another great one. They cost more money. Carta is nice because they don't charge you until you're making over $1 million a year. So if you're in that position, great. We're not there yet. I love Carta. I love DocSend. And for cap table management, which doesn't fall into this realm of building in public with the bootstrap company, but if I was to be raising money, I would use Carta for my cap table. Or Gust. Excuse me. Gust is another great platform. So those are the kind of toss-up. Right now I'm using Carta because I can't afford Gust. It just doesn't fit in the budget, so they can't afford it. It's just they don't want it. They don't want to spend the extra money. Doesn't make sense. So that's kind of where that stands. Taking the easy route for financial, it's going to be QuickBooks Online. Fortunately, I do not handle that side of it. There's 2 parts to this that we're going to be implementing, but Bob handles the QuickBooks Online side of it. And this is just a great way to organize your finances. We use the invoicing tool, and it's awesome because you can receive payments. And I like it, and it's quick, and it's easy. And as a startup, it's in line with what we're trying to accomplish. Zenny. This is a daily bookkeeping group, AI-enabled finance team. They're great, and they'll go to town for you. We use them for Jodical. We'll be using them for Jodical. We just got set up with them. It's really a great way to keep your team lean and yet efficient and have everything done properly, all your reports. In a bootstrap company, you don't have to worry about that. For Jodical, it is a lifesaver. So those are the means of creating these reports and projections and all that stuff automatically using this AI engine. Love it. Sold on it. Haven't implemented it yet for Microschool News, but this is in the horizon for our stack. I call that the duck column, and there's more of them. These are the ones I use. And LinkedIn could be thrown in here as well. These are just great ways that the team can outwardly communicate with each other in front of the world. And I think LinkedIn's probably the most important. That's not, the logo's not there. My bad. But when these tools are used right and not in spam ways, the power is immeasurable. And the partnerships and the people I've met by being authentic and engaged with what they're creating, because really the two companies we've created, Microschool News and Jodical, they're about magnifying and amplifying what other people are working on. It's not about our company, it's about what people are doing in the world. And so we really want to focus in and make other people champions. But we utilize this authenticity to reach out to them and engage and find out what they're trying to project. And if it aligns with what we're doing at either Microschool News or Jodical, we want to be the ones cheering everybody on. So that's the power of the duck column, is you should just be using these every day, and not in a nefarious way or argumentative way. It's so easy to get caught up in the clutter, but once you get past the clutter of what everyone complains about on the platforms, and you actually utilize it the proper way, so powerful. Some more than others. And I will say Instagram is waning on the edge of it's harder to get engaged with Instagram than it is with Twitter or LinkedIn. Facebook is just kind of there. As I kind of containerize. I say Facebook and Instagram are great for having company updates, but nothing really riveting. It's hard to build relationships on those, but with Twitter and LinkedIn, it's really easy to get those relationships that you want to lead to bigger conversations going. And that, my friends, is the end of my presentation. That's our company stack for the productivity side. I'm going to do our tech stack or technology stack in the next video. Thank you for joining. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe. Hit a like. Love that. They're supposed to say that, so I'm just doing it. But hopefully, subscribe. We really want to take you on the journey. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear the tools you're using. Please leave them in the comments. Tell me I'm completely wrong if you want to, and I'm using all the wrong tools. I love it. I want to hear what you think is the right thing, and I want to discover. So I'm all for it. Thanks again, and I will talk to you later.